Hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for episode number 10 of our FIFA 17 career mode here with Hull City. We are into double figures, boys and girls, and we're about to get into the January transfer window as well. Today we've got 3 more games in the EPL, well no sorry, 2 games in the EPL and 1 in the FA Cup third round against Everton, then West Brom in the league of course, and then Charlton Athletic in the FA Cup. It's been a pretty good start to the season, so hopefully we will be continuing that form. We though of course are moving into the January transfer window, but I won't be getting too stuck into transfers. We'll start making some bids for players, but I want some input from you guys in votes and stuff before I really start going gung-ho and signing players left, right and centre. I haven't really got too much money to spend, but I will try and get quite a few players in, because we've got to get quite a few players out of the door. You guys though voting for Vincent Kozielo as your player of the episode for last time, so he'll be playing in every single game of this one. In the background though, in the meantime, you guys saw the little issues that I was having with Andrew Robertson last episode. He decided he was going to decline a contract, and today we get a message from the Hull City board saying there is a major contract problem. Any type of contract we give to Andrew Robertson, he is going to decline according to the Scottish fullback's agent. So we are going to have a very difficult job holding on to this guy, mainly because his contract expires at the end of the season. So even if we don't get forced to put him up for sale, his contract's going to expire at the end of the season. So we're offering another contract for him just in case that was some sort of slightly glitched message, or maybe there is a way of convincing him just by giving him more money. We'll hope that he comes to us in the player conversation section, because that usually means that he may change his mind. If we keep getting emails like that, then it may mean that we have to just cash in this transfer window, which would be massively disappointing, because Andrew Robertson is one player that I want to keep hold of until the end of this series, really, in this squad. So we'll have to see how that develops. In the meantime, it's time to get into the first game of today's episode against Everton at the KC Stadium. We've still got Preciado in the squad, despite Abel Hernandez now being fit. But obviously Preciado was in great form last episode, so we've decided to go for him up top with Bailey and Snodgrass on either side of him. Of course, Kozielo starts this one into the 7th minute. Everton getting the first chance of the game, the ball into the box. And it's as simple as that. Romelu Lukaku has given Everton the lead, and once again in this series we are behind early on in the game. I can't remember how many times this has happened now. Andrew Robertson probably should have blocked that cross coming in. We've got to hope really that his performances don't suffer because of this thing off the pitch. You know, really, he's a good player. We can't afford to have him below full capacity. Kozielo there with a chance as well, but it was saved in the end. Nice counter-attack forming here though. Leon Bailey now set away down the left-hand side by Kozielo. He sees Kozielo back on the inside. Now it's Jake Livermore running onto the ball, and it is 1-1. Lovely finish there from Jake Livermore, though I think Guilherme in the Everton goal, or Guilherme, I can't remember how to pronounce it, probably could have done a little bit better. It's a lovely counter-attack in the end, some counter-attacking football, that's what I was going for. Featuring a lot of players there, Livermore finishes it off, but the Everton goalkeeper must be pretty disappointed he hasn't kept that one out in the end. It's hit his right arm, but still gone in. And Jake Livermore has I think, his first goal in this series in terms of played games. We've got to try and make sure we don't get too complacent. Everton going forward, Ross Barkley with the shot, hits the crossbar, and it falls to that man again, Lukaku. And after 33 minutes, we've already had 3 goals in this game. It is 2-1, and Everton are back in the lead. And our spell on level terms didn't last for too long. Pretty unlucky, to be honest with you. Don't think there's really anything Marshall could have done. We're on yet another counter-attack now, and it's Leon Bailey again down the left-hand side, but the shot is a wild one, and he puts it high and wide of Guilherme's goal. Now Everton going forward into the second half, and Ross Barkley with a shot that brushes just past the far post into the 56th minute. We though are still trying to get an equaliser. Stefaniak's off the bench. He's now found Leon Bailey here in the 65th minute. A run being made by Kozielo. The challenge coming in is fallen though to Preciado, and Preciado puts the ball wide. It looked as if it was in from that angle, but it goes just agonisingly wide into the 82nd minute. Leon Bailey cutting inside from the left-hand side, and again is thwarted, this time by the goalkeeper, who makes the most really, or takes back the credit that he maybe lost for conceding that goal earlier. Into the last minute, Stefaniak putting the ball in for Kozielo, and it's a wonderful save again, and that was the final action of the game. Stefaniak, who came on and once again was positive, going past his man, putting the ball into the box. Kozielo perhaps just needed to get the ball off the ground, and it would have been in, and that would have been probably the final kick of the match, and it would have ended 2-2. Instead though, we lose 2-1 to Everton. Jake Livermore gets man of the match there with a 9 rating, 8.7 as well for Vincent Kozielo. Cosiello, and that is the end of the game, and it's disappointment there. It's disappointment here as well, because this is something that I did not know was going to happen. Marcus Henriksen's loan deal has expired. He's injured at the moment, so we weren't going to be seeing him this episode anyway. But I thought we were going to get him back in February, and then that would be it, and we'd see him again in February once his injury had gone. But because EA haven't discovered contract clauses exist yet, he isn't going to sign permanently for the club like he should do, because that's what's going to happen in real life. Once his loan expires in real life, he signs for Hull permanently in January, apparently, though I didn't know this. But on this game, of course, his loan just expires because there aren't contract clauses on this game. Which is really frustrating. He is, though, a player that I quite like, so at some point we are going to bring him back, probably at the start of Season 2, but it does leave us very short in that number 10 role now, because we literally only have Vincent Cosiello, who of course has to start this game now against West Brom in the second game of today's episode after that annoying news about Henriksen, really. You can see the rest of the squad. We were struggling really for fitness in this one, so Valkvist is in, Stefaniak's into the side as well, and Stefaniak's on the ball here as well in the first 2 minutes of the game, going past some players and going for the shot, but in the end it's easy to save there for Foster. Into the 11th minute, Nabil Hernandez is now on the ball. He's actually slotted the ball forward for Marvin Stefaniak. Can the German get his first goal for the club? Finally, Marvin Stefaniak gets his goal. He's missed chances. He's been such a good player, but he has scored here against West Brom to give us the lead in just the 12th minute, and it is 1-0. Marvin Stefaniak. I love this guy. I'm so happy for him that he's actually finally scored a goal. He's got so many assists in this series already, and he's now got a goal to his name, set away by Hernandez, and he blasts the ball into the bottom left corner past Ben Foster, and it is 1-0, and finally Stefaniak gets the goal that we probably would have expected him to get at this point in the series. He has had some chances that he spurned, but we know he's a good player. He's been playing so well, and finally he has got that goal. West Brom, they're going forward with a chance of their own, but Wright puts into the side netting, and now we've got a counter-attack of our own actually here. Into the 45th minute, it's Robert Snodgrass who can try and put us 2-0 up just before half-time, but the shot on his left foot is saved by Ben Foster, and that'll be the final action of the half. Into the 51st minute, Vincent Cosiello sees the run by Moses Odebajo, who's clean through just about, but it's a good save by Ben Foster. It's sort of almost cleared away. Stefaniak goes for the shot, but it's blocked in the end, and we're really on top of West Brom at the moment. Tom Huddleston with the shot from long range, but it hits the crossbar. What a goal that would have been from Tom Huddleston. Absolutely awesome stuff. West Brom, though, trying to get back in the game now. A shot for them in the 64th minute, but saved by David Marshall. It'll go out for a corner, and from the resulting corner, McLean swings it in towards Darren Fletcher, and it is looped over the head of Marshall, who was caught in no man's land a little bit. We've praised him there for the save before, but he probably should be doing better, and it's 1-1. It's disappointment again, because we should be out of sight in this game, and West Brom are going forward again now, into the 68th minute. Lovely run there from the West Brom midfielder. Valkvist comes in and tackles Berahino, but the referee has given a penalty, and he's going to give Valkvist a red card, surely. Yes, he does, but, I mean, this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. This game was unravelled before us. Look, he's clearly got the ball. It's a perfect challenge from our Swedish right-back. Jonathan Leko steps up and puts it in. And the 17-year-old gets his goal to put West Brom ahead. And in the space of 4 minutes, we've gone from winning this game 1-0. We're now down 2-1. And that is how the game ends. An absolutely woeful refereeing. Probably the worst refereeing decision I've ever seen in real life or on a game of FIFA. There has cost us the game. Has lost us the game completely. And a game we deserve to win, we've lost thanks to the referee. I have no qualms with Valkvist whatsoever. I know technically the record books will say that he lost us the game, but it was a perfectly timed challenge. He got the ball before the man, he came in from the front, it was a beautiful challenge, and he got sent off for it, so I have no qualms with him. He's absolutely fine. It was a great challenge. He's just extremely unlucky to get a red card, and it's a shame we've lost again in this episode. Things don't seem to be going our way at the moment. We've had Henriksen, Robertson, and now 2 losses. In the background, you can see that due to his good form, we've got some very interesting offers here for Vincent Cosiello, and they're very big offers as well, the likes of 23, 25 million pounds. Now, in the top right of the screen, you'll see a poll, and you can now decide whether we counter offer these. There'll be about 4 options. There'll be prices that you guys want me to counter offer, and there'll also be the option of no we don't want you to counter-offer him at all. If you want me to just keep Kosciello, reject all future offers, there'll also be an option for that as well. So make sure to check out the poll in the top right of the screen, and you guys can decide whether we counter-offer now for Vincent Kosciello, because obviously he's been very good for the team. We only signed him though for 13.5 million, so if we could get like 30 mil, 32, 35 mil out of him, that's a ridiculous profit, and we can use that on getting a better probably replacement for him and some other players as well. Now, talking about getting other players, we're looking at some centre-backs at the moment because Michael Dawson has been horrendous, so we're using him as part of the deal. We're using him as a make-weight, basically, to look at Christian Longley, or is it Christoph Longley? Someone that you guys will know if you watch my tips videos. I've talked about him a lot from AS Nancy Lorraine. Looks like a very good centre-back. We're offering a bid for him. We're looking at Marc-Oliver Kemp from Freiburg, and also Jeremiah Saint-Just of Heerenveen, who was a suggestion in the comment section last time. You can see that we've also got an email here saying that Southampton have made a bid of £5.5 million for Clement Longley. That's his name, Clement Longley, and it's now been confirmed that Nancy Lorraine have accepted that bid. So unfortunately, much like Rashid Ghazal in the summer transfer window that we've just had back in, I think, episode 1 and 2, it looks as if we're going to miss out on Clement Longley to another team, which is massively disappointing, because I probably would have just signed him. Out of the three, he was definitely my favourite, and you can see it's a lot of bad news actually, because Longley has confirmed now gone to Southampton, and we've also had our bids for Saint-Just and Kempf rejected. We made a £1 million plus Dawson bid initially for Saint-Just, but we've now changed that to £1.8 million plus Dawson, and we're going to make a new bid as well for Marc-Oliver Kempf of Freiburg of £2 million plus Michael Dawson as well. So just improving those bids, obviously because their clubs respectively rejected those bids. It is a shame that we won't be able to get Longley, but both Kempf and Saint-Just both have pretty decent potential, about 82 or 83. We'll just have to train them to try and be as good as the likes of Davies and Keane by the end of the season. But now, enough of transfer activity for now. We'll see a lot more of that next episode and a little bit more at the end of this one. Now there is time for the final game of today's episode in the FA Cup, and we've got these fresh new graphics. You can see it's a pretty strong side in all honesty. The only real change is the fact that Harry Maguire and Diamande are into the side, to be quite honest with you. Apart from that, it's a very strong side. We've basically learnt our lesson in terms of team selection anyway when it comes to the Ipswich game, where we were knocked out of the EFL Cup for being too complacent team selection wise. It took until the 45th minute though to get our first big chance of the game. Kosciello with a chance. Good save though from Declan Rudd in the Charlton Athletic goal. Resulting corner's going to be swung in towards the near post there for Hernandez. Goalkeeper makes a hash of it, and it's been turned in rather scrappily by Jake Livermore, who scored again. He hadn't scored before today, I don't think, in a played game, and now he scored twice. The man on the line actually tried to block it with his arm, but it still went in. I don't know, I don't think you really tend to get a card, realistically, if it still goes in, but he could have actually got a red card if that had stayed out. So the Charlton defender, they're pretty lucky in the end, although they are now, of course, behind. Into the second half there, and Charlton starting to test Marshall, which is a little bit worrying. Into the 49th minute, Lee Novak there as well at the front post going for the header. He's very good in the air, and we seem to be very poor in the air. We showed that in the West Brom game. Another corner's coming in, it's caused problems again, and Charlton Athletic are on level terms, and this episode has been shocking defensively. Teixeira's put it in. I think he's the one on loan from Stoke. He's volleyed it in, he's rifled it in, and we're now at 1-1. Charlton have all of the momentum, and they're going forward again, and we are now behind with 10 minutes to go, and Novak has given Charlton the lead, and we are on the verge of being the victims of a giant killing again. Charlton Athletic have taken the lead, and we seriously need to react. Into the 83rd minute, we can't physically lose 3 games in an episode. Stefaniak goes for the shot, and it is blocked. Now into the 90th minute, we're going forward again. Stefaniak, the one bright spark in the second half, dancing past players, goes for the shot. It's deflected wide though, and saved as well on the way through by Declan Rudd. The resulting corner is going to be swung in. It is our last chance of the game. Hernandez nods it in, and it's put well over the bar by Harry Maguire, who could have got us a replay with the last kick of the match. And would you believe it? We are out of the FA Cup in the 3rd round. This has been a disastrous episode. It's all fallen apart. We've got Robertson wanting to leave. Henriksen has left, past tense. We've lost 3 games and we're out of the FA Cup at the 3rd round. Livermore's got man of the match, which I suppose is one extremely small spark in this largely disappointing episode, as well as Linus Valkvist now going up to 73 overall. Think about the positives, everyone. This has been a very, very disappointing episode in terms of results, in terms of just bad luck. We've lost out on our main centre-back target as well, being Longley, and it's just all fallen apart, to be honest with you. In saying that, we are still third in the EPL, but we've had a disaster of an episode, especially defensively. Curtis Davies and Michael Keane have been a very solid centre-back partnership, and Andrew Robertson's been a very solid left-back, but that all seemed to fall apart a little bit today. Michael Keane was still decent, Davies was still alright, they made the odd mistake. Andrew Robertson seems to have allowed the transfer situation, the transfer saga to get to his head. Mentally, he doesn't seem to be in the same place as he was before, so we'll have to evaluate whether he plays all the games next episode, and we'll have to evaluate whether we're going to cash in on him. We'll have to see now whether we're going to try and sell him or not. We'll evaluate that next episode, try and offer him another contract, but if he declines that, or doesn't give any indication that he may stay, I'm going to pose a vote to you guys saying, should we cash in on him? I'll do that next episode, though, if that is the case. I don't want to ask it now, it seems a bit premature. Don't forget to vote, sorry. Don't forget to vote on the Vincent Cosiello thing as well. In the background, whilst I've been rabbiting about transfer stuff, you can see the Hall of Fame as per usual. And as per usual, again, you can vote for your player of the episode. There'll probably only be about 2 options because we've been so poor this episode, but there were still a few standout players who can be voted for. I think it'll be probably Stefaniak and Jake Livermore, realistically, and you can vote between those two to see which player plays every single game of next episode. Talking of next episode, we'll probably have 2 games for that one, because we'll be getting stuck into transfer activity. Once again, if there's any players you want me to get, then feel free to drop that in the comment section. I'm going to be mainly looking at a centre-back, which we've already done so far. We've already started to look at a centre-back. We'll also be looking at a new goalkeeper, and we'll also be looking at making some pre-contract agreement signings, as well as perhaps selling a few players too. So keep that in mind, suggest some players in the comments that maybe go along with that idea, and I look forward to seeing those suggestions in the comment section. If you have enjoyed this video though, feel free to hit the likes button, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, and comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much. But it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Nah, that's not me. Act like a waste man, that's not me. Sex in the yo, nah, that's not me.